Page 66, Unit 8, Graduation Day. Lesson 1, Adjectives. A. Listen, point, and say. 1,
Boring speech.
2,
Bored audience.
3,
Exciting award ceremony.
4,
Excited award recipients.
5,
Interesting performance.
6,
Interested guests.
Page 66. B. Listen and find. Then talk about the picture.
We have come to the end of another school year.
Mr. Hill said the same thing at Megan's graduation 4 years ago.
That's right. I think he says the same thing every year. What a boring speech.
What a bored audience. Isn't it amazing what these students can do?
Everyone is so talented. This performance is so interesting.
I think this is the best school performance I've ever seen.
They're doing a great job. The guests are really interested.
Congratulations, Emma! This is such an exciting award ceremony.
It sure is. Look how excited the award recipients are.
I can't believe I got this award for science.
I studied hard, but I still can't believe I got this award for math.
You worked hard for it, Emma.
You did too, Mike.
Page 67. C. Listen and say. Then practice.
This year the speech is boring, but last year it was even more boring. This year the audience is bored, but last year they were even more bored.
1,
This year, the speech is boring, but last year, it was even more boring.
2,
This year, the audience is bored, but last year, they were even more bored.
3,
This year, the award ceremony is exciting, but last year, it was even more exciting.
4,
This year, the award recipients are excited, but last year, they were even more excited.
5,
This year, the performance is interesting, but last year, it was even more interesting.
6,
This year, the guests are interested, but last year, they were even more interested.
Page 67. D. Listen and say. Then practice.
The speech is boring this year, and it will be just as boring next year. The audience is bored this year, and they will be just as bored next year.
1,
The speech is boring this year, and it will be just as boring next year.
2,
The audience is bored this year, and they will be just as bored next year.
3,
The performance is interesting this year, and it will be just as interesting next year.
4,
The award ceremony is exciting this year, and it will be just as exciting next year.
5,
The guests are interested this year, and they will be just as interested next year.
6,
The award recipients are excited this year, and they will be just as excited next year.
Page 68. Lesson 2. Things to do. A. Listen, point, and say. 1,
Open presents.
2,
Write thank you cards.
3,
Send text messages.
4,
Hang out with friends.
5,
Visit relatives.
6,
Pose for pictures.
Page 68. B. Listen and say. Then practice.
I'm opening presents now. I've been opening presents all afternoon.
1,
I'm opening presents now. I've been opening presents all afternoon.
2,
I'm writing thank you cards now. I've been writing thank you cards all morning.
3,
I'm sending text messages now. I've been sending text messages all evening.
4,
I'm hanging out with friends now. I've been hanging out with friends all day.
5,
I'm visiting relatives now. I've been visiting relatives all weekend.
6,
I'm posing for pictures now. I've been posing for pictures all night.
Page 69. C. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice.
What are you doing now?
I'm opening presents.
What have you been doing all day?
I've been opening presents. 1,
What are you doing now?
I'm opening presents.
What have you been doing all day?
I've been opening presents.
2,
What are you doing now?
I'm posing for pictures.
What have you been doing all morning?
I've been posing for pictures.
3,
What are you doing now?
I'm sending text messages.
What have you been doing all night?
I've been sending text messages.
4,
What are you doing now? I'm hanging out with friends. What have you been doing all weekend? I've been hanging out with friends.
5,
What are you doing now?
I'm writing thank you cards.
What have you been doing all afternoon?
I've been writing thank you cards.
6,
What are you doing now?
I'm visiting relatives.
What have you been doing all evening?
I've been visiting relatives.
Page 69. Skills. Reading and writing. D. Listen and read. Then answer the questions. Allison's journal.
Graduation day is tomorrow. I'm so excited. There are so many things the students and parents have to do. We have to be on time for the ceremony, of course. After that, we can celebrate. The party will be really interesting. Everyone will have cake, hang out, and pose for pictures. I hope there aren't too many pictures because I might get bored. A band will play music there too. I think their performance will be exciting. The guests can dance and have fun. I can't wait.
Page 70. Lesson 3. Reading. A. Talk about the story. Then listen and read. Behind the curtains.
Emma was nervous about the ceremony. She was the valedictorian for their class, and she was worried about speaking in front of such a large audience. Emma wanted to practice her speech one more time with Julie. But where was Julie? Emma looked everywhere, but she couldn't find her. She called Julie's cell phone and sent her a few text messages, but Julie didn't answer. Emma didn't have much time, so she practiced her speech behind the curtains in the auditorium. Nobody saw her. When it was time to line up for the ceremony, Emma finally saw Julie. "Where have you been?" Emma asked Julie. "I called you 5 times." "Sorry, I didn't hear my phone," replied Julie. "Where have you been? I was looking for you too." "I was in the auditorium, practicing my speech," said Emma. "Where? I didn't see you there," said Julie. "I was behind the curtains," Emma said and laughed. "That's why you couldn't find me." Julie laughed too. "Don't worry, you'll do a great job." They took their seats. Emma sat in the front row. She was still really nervous. Then, someone handed her a piece of paper. It was a note from Julie. It said, "Good luck. You can do it." Emma felt better and smiled. "Sometimes paper is the best technology," she thought.
Page 71. C. Sing. Where have you been?
Where have you been? Where have you been? I was at my grandmother's birthday party. Sorry, sorry. It's okay. What are you doing now?
Where have you been? Where have you been?
I was at my sister's award ceremony. Sorry, sorry.
It's okay. What are you doing now?
Where have you been? Where have you been?
I was at my friend's house listening to music. Sorry, sorry.
It's okay. What are you doing?
It's okay. What are you doing?
It's okay. What are you doing now?
Page 71. D. Listen and say. Then act.
Where have you been?
I was at my brother's graduation ceremony. Sorry.
It's okay. What are you doing now?
Where have you been?
Sorry, I didn't hear my phone.
Don't worry about it.
Page 72. Lesson 4. Discovery. A. Listen, point, and say. 1,
Physicist.
2,
Discover.
3,
Graphene.
4,
Flake.
5,
Transparent.
6,
Carbon.
Page 72. B. Listen and read. A new material.
After 2 physicists, Andrei Geim and Konstantin Novoselov, did many experiments together, they discovered a new material called graphene. In 2010, they won the Nobel Prize for it. The physicists have worked together for a long time. They studied together in Russia, and then they worked together in the Netherlands. Now, they are working in the United Kingdom. Both physicists believe that science experiments should be fun. Graphene comes from graphite, which is the material inside a pencil. Game and Novoselov took a piece of graphite, put tape on it, and took a very thin flake from it. That flake is graphene, which is the thinnest and strongest material in the world. It's also 97.3% transparent, which means you can see through it. Graphene is made of carbon. All life is made of carbon. There will be more experiments to find new uses for graphene. One idea is to use it to make plastics stronger. Plastics are used for many different things, including airplanes, cars, computers, and cell phones. Scientists believe that people will be able to use graphene for many new materials, technology, and products.
Page 74. Review 4. A. Listen and circle. 1.
Excuse me, is this the City Art Museum?
Yes, it is.
Are Picasso's paintings displayed here?
Yes, they are. You can see them on the second floor.
What does the boy want to see?
2.
Rick, you look tired. What have you been doing all day?
I've been writing thank you cards all day, Dad.
That's because you received a lot of presents from your relatives.
Yes, I did.
What has Rick been doing all day?
3.
The Erie Canal and the Hoover Dam are both famous. The Erie Canal is older. It was completed in 1825, 100 years before the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam was completed in 1936.
What was completed in 1825?
4.
Look! Tom just received an award for Best Baseball Player.
And Rachel just received an award for Best Math Student.
This year, the award ceremony is exciting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What are they watching?
5.
Isn't the Golden Gate Bridge beautiful, Mom?
It really is, Mary. It connects Marin County to the city of San Francisco.
What does the bridge go over?
It goes over a body of water called the Golden Gate.
What does the Golden Gate Bridge go over?
6.
In 2010, 2 physicists discovered graphene. They won the Nobel Prize for it.
What was discovered?
Page 75. Skills bonus. Reading, writing, listening, and speaking. A. Read. Then answer. A great school.
Ken's school had a special day when parents could visit. Ken was excited to show his parents his classroom and his desk. Last year my classes were interesting, but this year they are even more interesting, he said. They met Mr. Hansen, Ken's teacher. When was this school constructed? Asked Ken's father. It was constructed about 5 years ago, said Mr. Hansen. Each classroom has many computers. There are computers in our library too. Our students learn and do many things. For example, Shakespeare's plays are performed here every year by our students. Ken's parents smiled. You have a great school, Ken, they said.
Page 75. C. Listen and number. 1,
This is the science lab. We do lots of experiments here. We've been doing experiments all year.
2,
This is a nice swimming pool, Kim.
Yes, and it's very new. It was constructed last year.
Do you have swimming class every day?
No, we have it twice a week.
3,
Mom and Dad, this is my teacher, Mr. Hansen.
Nice to meet you. Sam is a very good student. He likes his classes.
I like them because they're even more interesting than last year.
4,
Why are those students so tired?
They've been practicing all morning. They're going to perform a play this afternoon.
How interesting. What play?
Shakespeare's Macbeth.